Hey, what do it, y'all? Swish Entertainment putting y'all tuned to all y'all favorite rappers and celebrities alike. But first, I need this little favor done for y'all first. Please like, comment, subscribe to this video, hit the notification bell as well. That'd be a great search to the channel and put y'all tuned to this story. Now, today, once again, we'll be talking about the Chicago rapper Lil Durk. This man's father, Dontay Banks, had recently made public statements regarding his son having been indicted. So this man was recently asked about what he thinks about Lil Durk's apprehension and indictment, being charged with murder for hire, which is believed to have been connected to the murder of Quando Rondo's cousin, Robinson. Lil Durk's members that work with his label known as OTF will end up being apprehended in the month of October in connection to the murder for hire scheme. Lil Durk following that would also end up being taken into custody specifically on the date of October 24th. There have been extensive details provided in this case entailing what had been done to carry out this illegal act. Lil Durk is believed to have paid people working under him that are a part of his record label known as OTF to carry out the murder of Quando Rondo. This is assumed to have been a form of retaliation for the 2020 murder of King Von, a rapper that Lil Durk was closely connected to, a childhood friend of the Chicago rapper to be exact. King Von had ended up confronting Quando Rondo about a feud that they were into, assumed to have been about the women that they were dealing with. Once the fight had broken out and King Von had committed assault against Quando Rondo and was relentlessly attacking him, King Von would end up losing his life. Quando Rondo's friend Lil Tim had made the decision to act defensively of his circle and would end up discharging his firearm at the rapper King Von. King Von would sadly end up losing his life on the date of November 6th in the year 2020. Nearly 2 years later, or about a year and 10 months to be exact, Lil Durk's OTF members would attempt to assassinate Quando Rondo. Lil Durk and his camp are being said to have found out about Quando Rondo's whereabouts in the year 2022, becoming knowledgeable that the Savannah rapper was located in the state of California in the city of Los Angeles. Lil Durk had allegedly had his OTF members fly to this location of California. He is also being said to have asked his OTF members not to purchase anything under his name, specifically the flights that they will end up taking to the state of California. Lil Durk is also being said to have flown out himself to the state of California along with one of the OTF members. Yet additional publicized information would state that the OTF cards were used to purchase the flights. OTF cards that were in possession of the members of the record label are also being said to have been used to purchase hotels, ski masks, gloves, vehicles, and firearms. Lil Durk's 5 OTF members had allegedly trailed Quando Rondo in their vehicles. Once Quando Rondo, his cousin, and other members of his party will end up arriving at a gas station, the other OTF members will begin parking their vehicle. Once the OTF members were situated and in position to discharge their weaponry, they will begin performing an assassination attempt on Quando Rondo's life. Sadly, Quando Rondo's cousin had ended up losing his life, going by the name of Robinson. So federal agents to this point believe that Lil Durk's camp did not get their intended target in the 2022 assassination attempt. The Chicago rapper Lil Durk is currently incarcerated at the Metropolitan Detention Center within the city of Los Angeles. He is awaiting his court trial, which is expected to commence in early January next year in 2025. So as previously stated, Lil Durk's father Dontay Banks will end up giving out his public opinions regarding his son having been indicted and faced with such serious charges which could have him facing life in prison. That video will be played for viewers to watch shortly.
I leave all legal issues to the lawyers to break that thing, what's dealing with that, the legal issues behind it. As far as the family, as far as me as a father, one thing I can say that it's mighty strange that once he started doing good out there, once he stayed away from all the and dissing it and doing things out there in the street, when he turned his life around, when he on his dean now, practicing religion, doing things for the community, bringing about peace in Chicago and throughout various cities, all of a sudden now he being indicted, just right off the Muslim conference that we had in Chicago calling for peace. Now 3 to 4 days later, he's being indicted after that. When he put up on his concert, all the people that got in Chicago showing that this is not what it's about again, he get indicted. But now he's being indicted for that. So look at the bigger picture here. Look at what the government trying to do. I leave all legal issues to the lawyers to break that thing, what's dealing with that, the legal issues behind it. As far as the family, as far as me as a father.
So to no surprise, Lil Durk's father had spoken in favor of him, speaking on the many contributions that he had given to his communities and many cities. Lil Durk's father had also brought up how the Chicago rapper had put up pictures of his deceased friends and those that he was not on good terms with at a concert to show his audience that it was not always a good thing to be celebratory of the deaths of somebody else. Something that Lil Durk has been a strong advocate of in both his music and some of the public statements that he has put out. So with an altered measured approach in terms of how Lil Durk would speak on the deceased, it would show that Lil Durk is changing his ways. Dontay Banks had also made the point that Lil Durk was in attendance of a Muslim conference, and then 3 to 4 days later, he would end up being apprehended. Lil Durk's father would end up placing blame on the government, saying that because Lil Durk had embarked on a better path, one that was of enlightenment and positivity, in which that would lead to the government having had him incarcerated. And Lil Durk's father did in fact make a lot of points that hold great legitimacy, giving a nod to the fact that the rapper has achieved many things this year and exhibited greater pathways of positivity. For one, Lil Durk had ended up being honored by Cook County, Illinois, and he will end up being the recipient of the keys to the city. This being due to the rapper having contributed many assets within his hometown and the state of Illinois. With his resources and aid being provided through his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation, the Chicago rapper will end up receiving the keys to the city from both the village of Broadview and village of Bellwood. Lil Durk earlier in this year will end up accomplishing a remarkable feat in having received a Grammy for a song he did alongside J. Cole. This song, being known as All My Life, would have both Lil Durk and J. Cole win a Grammy on the date of February 4th. Lil Durk in the middle of this year, on June 4th, had done an interview where he will end up revealing that he has been working in efforts to rehab. He had decided to go through the process of rehabilitation to slow down his drug abuse and ultimately end it. This process of rehabilitation having been done to slow down his drug abuse and ultimately end it. He also would end up speaking on his desires to open a rehab facility and provide aid to lessening violence in the city of Chicago. By September 22nd, Lil Durk will end up putting out a public post revealing that he had been cleared of all of his cases that were pending against him. He also had made it known that his criminal background was wiped, making him no longer a felon. Lil Durk could be quoted as saying, "Everybody should get second chances in life. It's about what you do with it. Alhamdulillah. My background wiped and clean of all cases. I ain't a felon anymore. Who would have thought? I want to thank everyone who helped push my vision forward. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Hashtag The Voice." And like Lil Durk's father had said in the video that was shown earlier, Lil Durk was in fact in attendance of a Muslim conference. This will not be one of the first times that Lil Durk has involved himself with practicing his religion. Many photos this year have been publicized over the internet of Lil Durk practicing his religion and wearing garments that will honor his Muslim religion. So given the slew of the many accomplishments that Lil Durk had this year and the many positive choices that he had decided to make, you can begin to better understand Lil Durk's father's perspective and stance in terms of why he believes that the government wanted Lil Durk apprehended due to him having bettered his image and made better life choices within this year. However, it can also be theorized that Lil Durk had decided to make better decisions this year to lessen the chances of a case developing against him, which is what ended up happening. The Chicago rapper Lil Durk could have potentially suspected that there was a developing case against him in connection to the 2022 hit that was allegedly carried out by his OTF members, which could have possibly led to Lil Durk giving an effort to change his image and lessen the chances of him being apprehended in the future. Now, Lil Durk's court trial was expected to begin on the date of January 7th in the year 2025. However, this date has recently been changed and pushed all the way back to late 2025. Lil Durk's court trial is now expected to begin on October 14th in the same year of 2025. So if Lil Durk has any chances of being free from confinement, it will take much longer to this point, given that the date has been pushed back all the way back to late 2025. But yeah, let's go cap out this video. Let me know what y'all think of this in the comments. What do you guys think of Lil Durk's comments in regards to his son having been indicted? Do you guys agree with Lil Durk's father's perspective when he claims that he believes that his son had been apprehended due to him giving an effort to change his image for the better and promote positivity? And to cap that out, what do you guys think of Lil Durk's expected court appearance being pushed all the way back to late 2025? Were you guys expecting this or not? Let all that be known in the comments, y'all. That's gonna do it. I'm out.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.